Welcome back to Persistent Purpose with Coach MJ Hunter. I am Coach MJ, a global speaker, mindset strategist, emerging author, event producer, and serial entrepreneur extraordinaire. I hope you've been enjoying these episodes. If so, please follow, share, like, comment, all the things so we can continue to bringing you this amazing content that I am committed to giving you every single week. So today, I always say that these episodes might be a little controversial. And that's just because I know sometimes we are resistant to hearing things that are counter to what we have believed for a long time or what we have decided is true because it keeps us in our comfort zone. So today we're going to be talking about that fruitless career that you might be finding yourself in and how you're going to break 6 attachments that are keeping you trapped in that fruitless career. So what do I mean by fruitless? Do I mean it's a bad career that you're not doing well? No, not necessarily. You might actually be successful by the standards of that industry or that career, but that does not mean that you are in the place where you're supposed to be when it comes to fulfilling the purpose that you were born to have. So today we're going to be talking about the 6 attachments that are keeping you trapped in that career and how you can break free from them. So if you don't have your notepad and your pen ready, go ahead and get them out. And we're going to get right into it. So the first attachment that you will need to break to get you out of that fruitless career that's not aligned with your purpose is what I call the attachment of credentials, and how those credentials are blocking you from instruction opportunities. So what do I mean by credentials? I'm talking about that alphabet soup. I'm talking about your degrees. I have a couple of degrees myself. I've got some certifications and some other things that are considered valuable in the field that I used to work in my corporate career. And a lot of times we can get attached to that alphabet soup. We can get attached to those credentials behind our names where we don't want to feel like we have wasted our degree when we feel like we might need to pivot into something else. A lot of times, if you're like me, you have a degree that you're not even working in. I never worked in my degree. I have a Bachelor of Arts in biology. And even before I completed my degree, I knew I wasn't going to work in the biology field. However, I went ahead and finished it because it still had value to me outside of working in the biology field. What you have to remember is that the value of your credential is not just in working a job related to that exact field. It's also in the person that you became on the way to getting that credential. And that can't be negated just because you don't work in that field. I don't want you resistant to moving towards what your purpose is because you don't want to waste your career your credential or not get your money out of it. When you are attached to your credentials, that stops you from other instruction opportunities, new things that you could be learning, but you're stuck on, I'm in this field, I learned this, I've got this alphabet soup. I am proud of you for getting that credential, but don't stay stuck in a career that's not attached to your purpose just because of the credential attached to it. It took me 9 years to finish my degree. And the person I became on the way to that is the value of my degree, not the actual field that it's in. But I'm open to learning other things because I'm not stuck on, I'm a biology major. I've got an MBA. I'm able to learn all kinds of things about entrepreneurship, coaching, event production, whatever it is I want to do align with my purpose because I am not married to that credential. Okay, the second attachment that can keep you stuck in a fruitless career, not attached to your purpose, is that check. We get attached to that check that's coming every week, every 2 weeks without fail. It's like Pavlov's dog. They ring the bell or whatever Pavlov's dog heard, and then they would drool or pant. But that's what we do. And we get attached to that check and it blocks us from other compensation opportunities. Wealth can be found and wealth can be created when you are on purpose. The thing that you were made to do, you can also get paid to do it. And you can get paid well to do it. But even if your purpose is not aligned to something that creates great wealth, that doesn't mean you should allow getting the check that you're getting from your job to keep you stuck there. Whether you make a lot of money, and so you're concerned about lifestyle changes if you were to shift out of that career, or if you're in a very precarious situation financially and you're not getting paid a lot of money from your job, but you know that any type of shift would throw you into a tailspin. Don't allow that fear or that attachment to your check stop you from pursuing your purpose. Just know that when you are on purpose, you will be able to, matter of fact, the world will open up its wallet and welcome you into their wallet, because you will be providing solutions to problems that they have been struggling with. And those type of people always get compensated. The same way your job created an opportunity for you, your purpose will open up 100 times more opportunities, and you'll be able to move differently when you are on purpose. But that attachment to that check, I get it. It is so tempting. But here's the thing. Your purpose also could be attached to a job. Don't think that every purpose path is about entrepreneurship or starting a business. A lot of times it is, but sometimes it's not. It could be a different check, but don't allow your attachment to the current check that you are getting stop you from living on purpose. The next attachment that I want to talk about is what I call the Chronicles attachment. And it can block you from evolution opportunities. What do I mean by that? The Chronicles are the stories from the past. They are the stories about what happened. And, you've had a lot of achievements in your life. You've accomplished some things. You've completed some things. And so often our value we attach, whether intentionally or unintentionally, to what we have already accomplished. And so knowing that you would need to be the new kid on the block can sometimes be scary to say, I don't know if I want, I did all these things in the past. I don't know what there is in the future for me. But you won't be able to evolve if you stay stuck in the chronicles of your past. You need to be willing to step into something new. Your history, those stories that you're telling and living in the past, back in the past, those were your future. But somehow you were able to step in and do those new things. A lot of times it's because you were younger. So maybe now you feel like you're older, you can't take a chance, or you don't think there's enough time for you yet to write a new story. But that also is not true. Your past achievements and the time, that's the other thing I want to mention. The time you've already put into your career, that can be an attachment that is extremely difficult to break when we're talking about shifting into something new, into a new space so that you can fulfill your purpose. Well, I've been doing this for 20 years. So what does it have to do with it? It's like staying in a bad relationship because you've been in it. That's not a good reason to stay. If it's not working for you, it's a reason to leave. And if you have realized that you're in a fruitless career that's just not giving you that the fulfillment, the meaning, the feelings of abundance and flow that you are looking for, having done it for a long time is not a reason to keep doing it. If anything, the time you've already served is the best reason to move on, because that's how long you've been outside of fulfilling your full purpose. You can't live life moving forward looking through the windshield and also live life looking in the rear view mirror. You're going to end up going backwards, or worse, you're going to end up crashing. So be sure that you don't let your attachment to the stories of the past, what you've already achieved, what you've already accomplished, block you from the opportunities to evolve and write a new story, a new chronicle that will be in your future, that will eventually be your past, but it'll be a past and a future that will be on purpose. Okay, the next attachment that I want you to be careful of and break free from is what I call the clout attachment. It blocks acceleration opportunities. What's the clout attachment? You know the clout. It's kind of related to the chronicles. Your clout is that prestige, the recognition in your industry, at your job, your actual place of employment. People know you for this thing. You're the expert. You're the subject matter expert. You are the one everybody goes to. You get the accolades. Maybe it's an organization you're a part of and you're always the one on stage. And that can be very, heady. That can be very hard to break free from because you're attached to it. You like having that clout. So you're afraid to embrace your purpose because, again, you will be the new kid on the block. But here's what's true. When you're on purpose, you are going to be able to accelerate so much more quickly. You will actually get a new type of clout. It won't be clout from staying stuck. It'll be clout from being in your zone of genius. You're going to have an energy. You're going to have a flow when you are stepping into that new thing that's going to accelerate your progress towards that. So it's not like it's going to take you 30 years when you're on purpose to get the clout, to get the clout in your purpose that you got from being 30 years in your career, for example. However, when you're on purpose, it's not about clout. You're going to naturally, though, get the recognition from whomever, get the appreciation, the prestige, just because you will be one of one. And you will be the person dominating in your space. But that acceleration, it's going to speed up more and more and more as you move towards your purpose. But you can't keep hanging on to the clout that you currently have. Like, I'm the person, I'm the top dog, or I'm the guru, whatever that is. And I want to say this, and I want to say this repeatedly, is I'm not saying it's bad what you're doing right now. When I said fruitless career, remember, I'm not saying it's a bad career. I'm not saying you're not successful. I'm just saying it's not the thing that you were called to do. So that's why the clout that you're experiencing right now and how difficult it can be to break that attachment, it's blocking you from accelerating in where you are supposed to be moving towards. It blocks acceleration opportunities because you're staying stuck in who I am right now instead of saying, who could I be in the future if I start doing what I'm supposed to do? The next attachment we're going to talk about is the click attachment and how it blocks connection opportunities. What's the click? It's the people around you. It's your inner circle. It's maybe your larger community. This is at work. This is in your neighborhood. This is at your church. This is in your family. This is your friend group. But we're specifically talking about careers. So that click at work, whether it's your colleagues or people in your industry that aren't necessarily at your place of employment, anything related to that. A lot of times those old clicks are keeping you stuck from making the connections that you need to be making in the next sphere of your life. One of the most ignorant phrases or statements I hear people making right now is no new friends. People actually think it's a flex to say, I'm not open to any new friendships. I'm just going to stick to the people I've known. I'm not saying throw all your old friends away, but sometimes their season is done in your life. I was just talking to my therapist about this morning. Sometimes a person's season is done in your life and their purpose has been fulfilled. There's no reason to keep staying stuck in those friendships in the same way or in those relationships just because you've known them a long time. If y'all are not continuing to move in the same direction, you don't owe your future to your past. Let me say that again. You don't owe your future to your past. You don't have to say, well, I've been hanging out with these colleagues or dealing with these people in the industry or what have you, or in my career space for 15 years, I can't let them go. Meanwhile, you're not open to anything new. When the people say no new friends, it just lets me know they're not willing to grow beyond who they've already known and learn new things. And that is not something to be proud of. That attachment to your clique is blocking you from opportunities to connect with new people and new opportunities that are waiting for you on the other side of the path towards your purpose. And we got to break free from the idea that who you've always known is who you have to always know. And then the last attachment that we're going to talk about today is the comfort attachment and how it blocks elevation opportunities. When you are in a place of comfort, you know the routine, you know the habits, you drive the same way every day, you wear the same stuff every day, you take the same vacations every year, you hang out with the same people. When you're doing the same things all the time, it gives you a sense of comfort and a sense of knowing what to expect, which keeps you safe. Your mind is always in a space of trying to keep you safe. That's what it's designed to do. However, when you're being kept so safe that any amount of discomfort is perceived as dangerous, because who will I be if I'm different? If I start pursuing this different purpose, I'm going to be uncomfortable. How will I be? Where will I be if I don't keep doing what I'm doing? That's where it starts to keep you stuck. So in your career, you know what's expected of you. You've been doing it for 15 years. You've been doing it for 20 years. You've been doing it for 2 years, however long it's been. And you're in that place of comfort and habit and routine. It's keeping you from elevating. It's keeping you from elevation opportunities. Think about a butterfly or a caterpillar when it goes into a cocoon. That's an extremely uncomfortable place inside of a cocoon. It's being pulled at and pushed at and squares, and it's got to grow. But when it emerges, it's a beautiful butterfly and it flies off into the distance. The caterpillar that goes into the cocoon looks nothing like the butterfly that comes out. If you're not willing to have discomfort, you will not be able to elevate. You will not be able to have your cocoon experience if you are staying in this position of comfort. Sometimes that comfort comes from the check that we talked about, the credentials, the chronicles, really all of them roll up into comfort. The people you're around, your clique, the clout, the prestige, the recognition that you're used to, all of that is the comfort that's keeping you stuck in that fruitless career. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to evolve. I want you to be able to elevate and experience what life is like on the other side of your purpose. So we've talked about the 6 attachments that you need to break or break free from to get away from the trap of your fruitless career. And if you want more information or more support to move forward in your purpose journey, go to my website, melaniehunter.com, Melanie Hunter with 2 L's, hunter.com, and look at some of the resources, that free resources. We got some workshops, some other content that's available for you. Go out there and get the help you need, because I want everybody to live a life of purpose. That's going to do it for us on this one. Until next time, continue to grow and evolve and take care of yourself. See you next time.